welcome to the K70 Mk.2 mechanical keyboard review by Corsair. This keyboard is equipped with MX Cherry switches, multicolor per key backlighting, except we know it as IQ, and it has 3 onboard profiles you can store with memory that's onboard with the keyboard. This keyboard specifically is equipped with the blue switches, which I chose, and I'll tell you why I chose those. Okay, so here it is. It's a beautiful thing, aluminum body, and I'll just get into it. So out of the box, this little wrist guard, this little wrist support was disconnected, and you slide it in easy, and it has a nice feel to it, a little bit of a soft touch with some texture. Nothing crazy, no padding. It's hard plastic, but it does feel nice. And I have the keyboard propped up a little bit with the 2 little levers that switch down, 2 little legs that switch down rather, and I just like it up a little more for my wrist. So as you can see, I have the RGB lights set to a specific setting. I'll show you right now. So I have it connected to my CPU, and I have the intercooler, I have the Corsair mouse, and I have this keyboard all set to the temperature of my CPU that you can toggle through IQ. And I have it set this way so that if my computer starts to get a little too hot, I'll know right away. So I have it set for green is cool, blue is medium, and red is hot or approaching hot. So I also have it set with a rain setting, so as you can see there's blue and yellow lights raining down the keys just for a cool effect. The spiral and all the other stuff is cool, but I just kind of like a consistent color. That way, I don't know, it's maybe a little bit easier on the eyes. So to continue with this review, I'll tell you why I specifically got into the blue switch. So the brown switch will also give you a tactile clicky feel as well, but it has less sound to it, and I actually appreciate the auditory feedback. So as you can hear, there is sound. So luckily I have my own private area where I can do work and gaming, so it doesn't bother anybody. But I have to admit, I just love the auditory feedback along with the physical feedback. It's very satisfying. If you're a person that likes to fidget and you like to mess with pens and things like that, this keyboard would be great for you. So this keyboard is available on the Corsair website for $159.99, and I highly recommend you pick it up. This keyboard is awesome. It's my first mechanical keyboard. Actually, let me correct myself. This is actually my second mechanical keyboard. I had purchased the K70 before this, but with the max speed, the rapid fire version I had of this keyboard. And it was great at first, and I was very excited to get the most appreciated gaming version of the model. But to be honest, it was a little too sensitive for me. I believe the keys only had 1 millimeter of travel before actuating the key, and basically it's like this, and that was just too sensitive for me. When I would be trying to write an email or even just go on the internet, I would try to type something in and I would end up hitting all different kinds of buttons, typing in passwords, all that kind of stuff. Very frustrating. So I highly recommend using a key, especially if you're a beginner, using a key that has more travel and at least something that's not as sensitive as the MX Speed. It's a great keyboard for people that are playing competitively, and maybe it's not your primary keyboard. Maybe it's specifically just for gaming, in which case that would be great. But for me, this K70 Mk.2 with the MX Blues is a perfect keyboard at a perfect price, and Corsair delivered a perfect product in my opinion.